Jimmy B, Manuch, Jax, and Shu back at the studio. Charlie Ragle is our guest assistant head coach. He always joins us here on a Thursday. Charlie's presented by Crest Insurance Group. Crest Insurance Group offers personal, business, and specialty insurance solutions for clients across all markets. Just go to crestins.com. That is crestins.com. Charlie, welcome to the show as always. I'll just lead off with the obvious question. Charlie, what the hell happened?
He's not going to let you down easy there, Chuck.
That had to just be tough.
That's our boy Jimmy B.
That's tough.
No, I think, I believe it was the Shirelles that sang Mama Said There'd Be Days Like This.
Yeah.
And, she wasn't lying. It was just, when something like that, a game of that magnitude goes that wrong, I don't think that you can point to one thing. Mm-hmm. I think it was a collection of things that just kind of imploded on us, if you will. Obviously, just from an offensive standpoint, we really couldn't generate a whole lot. We didn't move the football like we thought we could. And then defensively, and I think defensively, obviously I could speak to a little bit more about that. The frustrating part is that wasn't so much what, you've got to give Utah credit. They played a good game, and you certainly have to give them credit. But, we just got away from some of the things that we had done all season that has allowed us to play really sound and good defensive football. And we just made a lot of simple mistakes, not fitting gaps and playing the way that we played all year, just busting simple assignments, not being sound in our run fits. And again, and then, we make a play on special teams and we kill ourselves with a holding call, and negate a touchdown. So it's not one thing that you look at and say it was this or it was just a combination. And I think when it went bad all the way around, and it went bad in a hurry.
Yeah, Charlie, it's interesting watching that game. These kids have played so well for so many games for so many weeks. As you mentioned, things are going to happen. You think at some point they hit the wall coming to the end of the year, and as you said, give Utah plenty of credit, but they hit the wall week in and week out, somewhat overachieving and playing in fifth gear, and all of a sudden it just kind of catches up to them.
Well, and I think not only that, I was saying this to one of our coaches as we were walking on the practice field a couple days ago. Kind of take me back to last year being at Idaho State. We get our first win of the season. Again, we're struggling, having our first year down year, very similar to what we're going through here, right? And we get our first W, and we come back, and we were getting ready to play at the time there at AU, and a game that we thought, hey, we had a chance to win, and I just think, putting back-to-back wins together, and this is not an excuse, it's just understanding what it takes to win consecutive games and bringing that model of consistency that you need to, continually perform at a high level. And I just don't think, I think this is another facet of it. I don't think we're there yet. Yeah. And I think that, to your point, Dan, there is some of the, those pieces that you're talking about that played into it as well.
Charlie, you watch Utah. You're a football junkie. You've been doing this a long time. You see the good, the bad, and the different. But when you see Kyle Whittingham coached Utah teams, specifically Utah, what is it you see that hopefully maybe that you guys may model or pattern against when you see them down the road? But just them as a whole, what are some of the things you see besides the entire Samoan nation that plays on the defense and offensive lines?
It's a great question, and I'm dead serious when I talk about this. The number one thing that I think they do as well as anybody in the country is they know who they are.
Yeah.
They know who their program is. And you talk about the Polynesian culture and what they've done to recruit to that. They absolutely know what their program is about. They know, the clientele that they're going after every year in recruiting. They have a foundation that they build off of now that they laid over the course of time. But to me, and they don't veer off that path. This is who we are. This is what we're about. Obviously, to continue to have success as long as they've had, you have to make minor adjustments and be flexible to adapt and slightly change. But their core values of who they are and what they are, that doesn't run. And so, that's where you look at them and say, hats off to them as a building a program, because they certainly have done it and are aware and know what they're about.
Charlie, let me follow up then on what you said. How soon do you believe that ASU could have an identity? Is it going to take a full another year or full another 2 years? How quickly do you think you can get that going?
I think, as we delve into our approach, and when we're in this process, as we're speaking literally now in real time.
Yep.
I think there's a couple of things, and I'm going to answer your question, so don't just bear with me on this. Utah, if you look at Utah, and we're talking about them, right? They came from the Mountain West with some success, right? And I'll never forget, I sat in Urban Meyer's backyard when he was the head coach there in Salt Lake City, and I'll never forget him looking me dead in my face and saying, "Charlie, I think we have this winning thing figured out." And they've taken from that, and they've taken that success, and they brought it to the Pac-12, okay? And, as Urban left and Kyle took over, they continued down that path and made the adjustments that they need. Now, with that being said, the game has changed in terms of the transfer portal. So I think to answer your original question, how long does that take? I think that you have to build a foundation, and that foundation consists of, your high school players and developing those players within your program. I think it's from there what you hit on when you get to the transfer portal. So if you take, X amount of players out of the transfer portal and you end up hitting on those guys, you could see success sooner rather than later. If you limit the amount of players you get from the transfer portal and you go more down the high school route, then it can take a little bit more time as you develop and you grow your culture.
Yeah, Charlie, we've got about a minute here. Just real quick, you talk about identity. What is UCLA's identity as you guys head over to Pasadena and the Chip Kelly era that you're going to have to guard against in order to beat this team?
Well, I think when you look at them, they're really good on defense. I think they're on paper. I think going into last week, they were 10th in the country. So they're hanging their hat this year on their defense, and they're really good. I think when you look at them, length, size, those are things that are going to be a major challenge for us as we go into this football game. But, you talk about a guy who's overhauled his roster, and it took, 3 or 4 years to get it going. Chip Kelly and UCLA is certainly a product of that, and now you see the kind of results that they're having.
It's always good, pal, when you take some time with us. We always appreciate your insight. Have good luck at UCLA, okay?
Appreciate you guys, as always. Go Devils.
There you go. That's Charlie Ragle. And as always, he is presented by Crest Insurance Group. Crest Insurance Group offering personal, business, and specialty insurance solutions for clients across all markets. Just go to crestins.com. That's crestins.com. Hey, we've teamed up with Putting World in Scottsdale, and it's your chance to win a 1-month gold membership plus a putter fitting from a performance coach or a $250 gift card to Bar 19, which is inside Putting World. Manuch and I sampled it while we were there putting. All you have to do is just text PUT to 59925. That is PUT to 59925. Standard message rates and data rates do apply. Coming up, football at 50. Rock and Manuch with Jimmy, Fox Sports.